Let me have a look in the daylight. You can't tell by artificial light.
I've gone to any lengths, that woman, to attract my attention.
The number of times I sweep that yard, and still there are things I can never get rid of.
Ignore it. It might go away.
It keeps coming back.
I've seen her in some very funny hats, but that's pushing it even for her.
It's part of her costume, dimwit. She's in the float parade. She's playing the General's wife.
Oh, lucky him. Who's playing the General?
Nobody. He's a dummy.
Well, he'd have to be married to you.
It's a lifelike dummy of the hero of the Battle of Mazurka. They use it every year. It's a piece of history. It's dressed in one of the General's original uniforms.
You're getting all dressed up to sit on a float next to a dummy?
I've had plenty of practice being next to dummies since you moved here.
Thank you very much.
There's no room for error with this one. They want him on time and in good condition for the float parade.
After all the work we've done on him, he's going to be in better condition than me.
And just make sure he stays that way. Now, look after the General and deliver him safely to the village hall at Hollowgate.
That's a long way.
In the fresh air through beautiful scenery. Oh, you should be paying me.
We could have started with the corporal. Generals are heavy.
He's not heavy. He wasn't a very big general. I expect he was often overlooked in the heat of battle, which could explain his need for such a conspicuous hat. I think he must have shared the same outfitter as Nora Batty.
The Victorians said full uniform. They really meant full uniform.
Every year they ride him through the village. I find it very moving that our grandparents knew how to celebrate their heroes and at the same time make a few bob.
How did they put all these feathers in this hat?
I expect they thought how much better they looked there than stuck in his trousers.
Come on, Smiler, let's get him up.
He won't stand up.
Well, of course he won't stand up. He was built for a horse. He was the hero of the Battle of Mazurka.
He looks weird. I mean, look at his legs. He looks as though he's just discovered he's been sitting on wet grass.
He won't look weird when he's on the horse. Smiler, get down on your hands and knees.
What have I got to be thankful for?
Be a horse for a minute.
I thought you'd never ask.
Well, I can't ask Tom. He's only a pony. There you are, you see? He looks better.
He looks better than the horse, I'll give you that.
There was one period when I always seemed to be arresting a Mrs. Cornwallis.
Not many people can say that.
Quite a few bobbies could. She was always getting arrested for riding a bicycle half naked down Marylebone High Street.
How embarrassing. A half-naked bicycle. Was it always Marylebone High Street?
Always.
And where was Mr. Cornwallis at the time?
He was dead.
Oh. A bit of an overreaction, but understandable. How long has she been such a keen cyclist?
It seemed like forever. It got so I used to close my eyes automatically at the first sound of a bicycle.
Yoo-hoo! Norman! Could I have a moment's conversation with you, Norman?
Tell her I'm not Norman Clegg. Tell her I'm his double. Just visiting, and I only speak Bulgarian.
Oblige a young lady with a personal word in private, Norman.
In private? What's goodbye in Bulgarian? No, I'm standing here and I am not going any further.
I want you to take this with you, Barry.
The first aid kit. I'm golfing, not bullfighting.
Do it for me.
I'd take one plaster.
Take it all with you, Barry. Suppose you get struck by lightning. Not to mention all those people swinging clubs about. I don't know why they don't make you wear helmets.
Glenda, they're not actually aiming at me.
How do you know? There could be people there you couldn't help with their mortgage. Kiss me, Barry. Think of me sometimes.
Brought a bit of colour to your cheeks.
You stand so close. I never know where to look. It clashes with my interest in stamp collecting.
Well, did she offer any explanation for hauling you up the alley, or are you just good friends?
She wants me to take this message to Howard. I'm running errands both ways now.
Norman's very obliging in emergencies.
You were a policeman. Why didn't you arrest her?
Kissing?
I'm sure the way she does it, it's illegal. Have I got any lipstick on?
No, not a trace.
Suddenly, you can't breathe for all these lips. How many has she got?
Well, you were closer than I was. You should have counted. What's the message she wants you to take?
Oh, it's gone. In all the confusion, I've forgotten it.
Oh, soon fix that. I'll call her back.
No! It'll come back to me.
Morning, Barry.
Morning, Mr. Hardcastle.
I can't tell you how glad I am to see you. Still able to move.
That was marvellous, Mr. Hardcastle. What a shot. You got right in the middle of the White Cross, look.
Not too loud. I think I've just breached the Geneva Convention. To tell you the truth, I was aiming for yon bit of grass. You see how we both need the practice? Well, let's be off then.
I'm going golfing, Mr. Hardcastle.
All them clubs? But can they bring down a charging horseman? You'll have the Cloven lad, split in twain whilst they're still debating whether to use a number 3 iron. I can do the golfing later. We'll stop first at my house and get you fixed up with a spare bow.
Yeah, but...
Look, I just met you, lad.
I remember my father taking a look at you once and saying, "Lass, are you sure you know what you're doing?" Well, of course, you think you know everything at that age. So I said, "Yes, I know what I'm doing. He may be short, but he's reliable." I was wrong, wasn't I? Well, not about the short, but the other bit.
We still have the magic, though, don't we, babe? You knew Mr. Right when you saw him.
Just because I rub you with Vic occasionally, don't get carried away.
Where's he been?
Recognise the bite, do you?
I'm sure I don't know what you mean.
Looks like the mark of the vampire to me. Had an interesting morning, have you, Norman?
Well, I wouldn't say that.
Well, he thinks you have. You better put his mind at rest.
You think you've got friends. You entrust them with messages, and next thing you know, they're inside the envelope. Where have you been? Don't lie.
What's he drivelling about?
Why ask me? I'm a stranger in these parts. Anyway, I don't speak Bulgarian.
You're covered in lipstick. And as chance would have it, I think I know the brand.
You said I'd got none on.
Could he have missed a bit? He asked himself remorsefully.
How did you come by those nasty stains?
She had a message for you.
So? Why wasn't she whispering it in your ear? How come she was whispering it in your mouth? What was the message?
Oh, in all the excitement, he seems to have forgotten.
Look, he's no business getting involved in that much excitement.
I did struggle. Ask him, he'll tell you.
Lies, all lies.
Word of advice, lad. Never let your wife move a sister in.
She hasn't got a sister.
Smart thinking, lad. I'm sorry it took so long. I had to fix a crockery shelf. She has this thing about a wobble on a crockery shelf. Suddenly they realise they need a man with a screwdriver.
Dad, we're going to have to get going, Mr. Hardcastle. I'm not going to get any golf in.
There's no hurry, lad. I'll probably not need to bother about golf once I've got the feel of this bowl. Come on, then, Barry, else I'm not going to get much golfing.
Nora Batty on a float in the parade. This I've got to see. Who's she supposed to be?
General Muncaster's wife.
Oh, no wonder he went off to war. I sometimes think that's why they invented wars, to give the brave a break from matrimony. Who's playing the general?
Just some dummy.
Oh, he'd have to be.
Oh. They knocked down a traffic warden.
It's a general. I think that's higher than a traffic warden.
General Muncaster, Victorian superstar and hero of the Battle of Mazurka.
So, this is Nora's co-star.
He's been getting done up a bit for the parade.
There seems to be a lot of space between his knees. Aren't they speaking?
Yeah, to leave room for the horse.
He'll be all right once we get him to Hollowgate. That's where it all began.
The Battle of Mazurka was fought at Hollowgate.
General Muncaster came from Hollowgate. He's their local hero. They strewed flowers in his path. Maidens fainted.
Well, they can probably still find the flowers.
They sent him to artists to get his costume fixed. He's going back to where the horse is.
This is your cavalry general. He won't look right till he's on a horse. He's built for being on a horse.
You say that, but have you seen him on a horse?
I've seen him on Smiler.
Close.
How did he look?
I don't know how he looked. I looked like an idiot.
You both look fine. My dad would have had a few bob on you.
There we are. One hall switch in perfect working order.
Mr. Entwistle, you are an electrical genius.
Louder. Tell your friends.
Oh, I'm afraid I've had to give them up.
Are you any good at fixing husbands?
Well, I used to be.
Not you, him.
Howard's fuel's gone again?
No, he's gone again.
Oh, they always do, but there's usually a nice supply.
It's time he was slowing down at his age. Why doesn't he get out of breath? Other people get out of breath.
Could be innocent. Most husbands basically innocent.
Oh, don't they stick together?
The all-electrical Entwistle. You get around. Have you seen her? I'm looking for...
Oh, yes. Who are you looking for?
I was looking for you, love. I found you were missing, and I was worried.
You see? Innocent.
I'm always torn between giving him marks for thinking on his feet and wanting to thump him for thinking I'd swallow it.
I'm just glad you're safe.
Not only innocent, but caring.
Well, now you know she's safe. Can I take her where we were going?
Going? Where are you going?
Intensive shopping.
You did that last week.
Yes, and we're going to do it this week. Come on, love.
And not a word out of you. I'm taking no advice from someone who lies about his age to avoid having a bus pass.
Me that did that.
I don't like it when you wander off. Just be careful, that's all. I'm looking for Cleggy. He's got a message for me, and he's forgotten what it is.
Okay, try this message. Now is good time to consider upgrading to new washing machine.
Could we go looking for him in your vehicle? I'll never find him on the bike.
I don't like him in that position either. I mean, it's very undignified. Doesn't do much for his image.
It's a sword. The sword gets in the way.
I bet everybody ever killed with it felt exactly the same.
Here, Smiler. Grab hold of that.
Not very sharp.
Look who's talking.
I thought you liked me.
I do like you. I'm just not blinded by your intellect.
Mind his uniform. I mean, your cart needs a good wipe down. Here, lift him off.
Lift him on, lift him off. This is more fun than queuing at the post office.
Alvin, you hold him while they wipe the cart down.
Oh, I've never liked holding generals.
It's all in the grip.
You feel such a fool staring into each other's eyes. Suppose there's something hidden in his whiskers.
Like what?
His horse?
Hey, will you get a move on?
Your position couldn't be compromised.
If the dance is over, you can bring him back now.
Oh, he's got his boot fast. Oh, I think his spurs got tangled with the roots.
If it's just a bit of grass, pull him free.
I'm trying to pull him free. He's got more spurs than boots.
His legs come off.
You know what they call in battles? Their legs were always coming off.
We'll have to get it back on.
Whose idea was the flower?
It's the way. She thinks we need civilising.
And you went for it. You brought along a dinky little vase and a flower.
It was either that or nets at the car windows. If you think that's good, have a look at this.
Put it away. I hope you never have to pull it in anger. Why don't you rub them off?
I was going to, and then I thought if White Herb could have a pearl-handled revolver, why can't I have a few flowers on my truncheon?
Do you know how comforting it is, all this, for somebody that's trapped in a police car with you?
I'm sorry. I didn't know you didn't like flowers.
I hope your wife soon feels better.
It's just one of her broody spells while she's waiting for grandchildren.
Have you tried being firm?
Have you?
Well, what if she started decorating my truncheon?
No, you haven't. I've seen you jumping when she snaps at you.
That's when she caught me out. I was feeling guilty.
Why do you think I've got a floral truncheon?
You'd think a person who had a message for you could remember it.
Wise move is try not to remember he has message for you.
Excuse me, has anybody seen Norman Clegg? I believe he has a message for me.
Is that all you can worry about? We've got a general here missing half a leg.
Electric and whistle. Just the man. How are you with legs?
Left or right?
On the other hand, we could just leave him as he is. A bit more realistic. You had to go a long way in his day to find a complete general.
They sent him with 2 legs. They'll expect him back with 2.
We'll never get away with short weight round here.
Now, I don't want you to string your bow yet, Barry, because these are lethal weapons. We're going to some quiet spot where they'll be safe. But I do want to take this little moment to emphasise the importance of safety in archery. They'll penetrate steel, these lads. This is your English longbow, but should always be kept pointed towards the ground, in case your arrow slips.
That's gone right through my tyre, Mr. Hardcastle.
Correct, lad. I told you. Penetrate armour will these. It's a good thing I had the presence of mind to bury that slipping arrow into a harmless piece of rubber. And not your leg.
I'd have had 2 good legs and 4 good tyres if I'd been at golf.
That's true, but you'd have missed an important safety lesson.
Not that I'm not enjoying every minute, Mr. Hardcastle.
I knew you would, lad. Have you got a spare tyre?
Yeah?
Good thinking. It's that kind of forward planning makes a good archer.
Pull in here.
My favourite kind of place for mending legs.
We'll ask the landlord if he's got some strong tape or something, so we can stick it back on.
Oh, you just want cheap and nasty job. Yorkshire favourite.
What the hell is that?
This is General Muncaster.
Hero of the Battle of Mazurka.
And this is his leg.
I look boring, don't I?
And I don't look boring enough.
When it gets so your husband prefers golf, it's time to do something.
I've got to tone myself down. I've got this reputation for tarty. And I don't know why.
I'm not having him thinking I look less desirable than his golf bag.
Trouble with being too desirable is people start these malicious rumours.
Tell me honestly, do you think I dress too plain?
If you'll be honest with me, do you think I look tarty?
I wouldn't say tarty.
No, I wouldn't say plain.
Perhaps you could give me some tips on tarty.
No problem. Perhaps you can give me some tips on plain.
It's a deal.
I did well, lad. I've been looking for a good practical man.
For what, Mr. Hardcastle?
To join, lad. To become part of a forward-looking, adventurous group of outlaws. Free spirits.
I'm not allowed to be a free spirit, Mr. Hardcastle. I work for a building society.
There'll be a free spirit nights and weekends. Actually, I've been looking for somebody with steady nerves to go adventuring with.
What kind of adventuring?
Well, any kind, lad. Just the 2 of us. Trekking into unknown country. Living off what we hit with a bow.
I don't fancy eating tyres, Mr. Hardcastle.
Merry quips as well. That'll be ideal, lad. There'll be a merry man in no time.
Good repair, except leg now longer than other.
They'll never notice once he's on a horse.
Well, he doesn't look too bad. I mean, he's smart enough for a battle. How smart are they supposed to be in a battle?
Yeah, he's right. I mean, expect your war hero to show a bit of wear and tear.
He's showing that all right.
I wish people could forget the General and remember my message.
The message is, let's get the General on the pickup and get him to Hollowgate without any further mishaps.
Have you remembered yet?
What?
The message. The message.
Howard, Marina has lips that wipe your mind clean. They're like windscreen wipers.
Why the top one? Have you ever tried hypnotism to help you remember?
I forget.
It sometimes brings back forgotten memories.
Howard, the only thing I'm trying to forget is you.
Oh, Greggy!
Will you be quiet, Howard? You can have your breakdown later. Hey, look. We'll see what the General really does look like on a horse.
Casual observer might think it's a donkey.
Close enough.
This is as far as I go. I have a bad record with donkeys. I was thrown once at Bridlington.
Oh, no, get him up right. Oh, come on, you know how to get him forward. Oh,
Now what?
Oh, Howard, I've remembered the message.
What?
Well, she said don't expect things to stay as they were. She needs a change.
What kind of message is that to remember? I was happier when you forgot.
I think the General's had his last adventure.
What about the Holligate Parade?
Oh, sorry, love. You want to cross the road?
Don't say a word. I'm going for a wash, then I'm gone. To golf. Glenda.
Going where, kiddo?
Not necessarily.
Don't you like generals?
I might have known it was
The Battle of Mazurka. 2 hours at the most. And our Alvin, without flinching, day after day, living next door to Nora Batley.